Hello and welcome to part 2 of the AS and A level Java series. And in today's episode, we are going to look at how you can go about to produce output or a console output in Java. So without further ado, you'll notice that here I have a simple class declaration going on my screen, and the name of my class there it's called output. So the first thing that we are going to do is we need to declare a function, or rather a method that we can actually call in order for our program to run. So any Java program that you are going to build and you intend to run is going to contain a method called main. So remember that a method is the equivalent of a subroutine or a function in pseudocode, right? So every Java program basically should have a main method, because that is the one that's going to be looked for during the compilation as well as the execution of a Java class file. So in order for you to declare a main method, you need to use this signature: public static void main. Then inside of the main method, you are going to need to pass in some arguments, right? A string array called args. So this string array, basically what it does is that in the event that you are going to run your program from the command line, you might actually want to pass arguments upon execution, is it? So this is the whole purpose of having a string array, right? So that you can pass command line arguments when you execute your program. So basically, let's just go through the structure of the main method we have from line 3 to line number 6 there. So on line number 3, I have the word the keyword public, and remember we talked about this in the previous lesson when you said that public is just an access specifier, is it? So it means that any other Java code that exists outside of this particular Java file can have access to this particular method. Then static, it means that this particular method belongs to this class, or in other words, you do not need to instantiate an object in order for you to make use of this particular method. Later on, as we progress with the course, you shall see the keyword static more often as we use it for class specific members, right? By members, we are talking about methods that should belong to a class, as well as variables or fields that should belong to a particular class. But for the meantime, just know that if it simply means that you do not need to create an object to make use of this particular method. Then we have a void, which is the third keyword that you are making use of. So void is basically a return type, is it? So remember that procedures and functions, you invoke or you call them within code, right? You are going to wrap your code around inside of a function or inside of a method, as it were, in Java, and you are going to need to make use of that code in different parts of other programs. So you can always call that code, you can always import that code into a particular segment by just typing that particular functions or that particular method's name, right? And that particular method, when you call it, is going to return something. You would expect it to give you something in return. And in the case that you do not expect the method to give you anything in return, that's when you use void. Like in this particular case, we don't need to have the main method return anything to us, so we just use the keyword void. But of course, you can have other different forms of return types. You can have int, you can have double, you can have float, you can even have another class as a return type to a method. Then of course here we have the name for the method. It's called main, right? So remember I said that every Java program that you are going to run should have a main method. Otherwise, if it doesn't have a main method, it's not going to run, because main is the entry point of any Java program that you are going to run or write, as it were. Then string is an array. We shall later on look at arrays, but this is basically the syntax of declaring arrays, right? You have the type. In this case, string is a type, right? Which basically represents character strings, right? And you can see here from the documentation that it says all string literals in Java programs such as ABC, right? Notice the double quotes there, are implemented as instances of this class. Then of course the way you show that this is an array is to make use of those box brackets. Then args is just an identifier, or rather the name for our array that we've declared inside of this particular main method. Then inside of here, between lines and between lines 4 and 6, that's where we are going to have the body of the main method. And notice that we make use of curly braces to start and end, to mark the start and the end of a method body, just as we do to indicate the beginning and ending of a class body, is it? So we do the same for method. So basically, you are going to see that classes, they nest objects. Classes, they nest methods and fields, as it were. So inside of the main method, what we need to have, we need to import, we need to make use of a built-in class that was written by the creators of Java, called system. Right, as you can see right here, it is contained within a package that is called java.lang. Then in order for us to access things that are actually contained within the class method, we need to make use of something that's called the dot selector, and it's simply nothing but the full stop sign, is it? So you see that whenever when we press dot, we are going to we now have access to objects and fields that are contained within the system class, and we are particularly interested with this particular field called out, right? So we just press enter, or you can just type out. Then I press dot again. I still want to access something that is contained within this particular class as well. So in this particular case now, I want to get this method that is written, or rather the method called printline. This is what's going to enable us to display anything onto the screen. So in this particular case, we just need to display the words hello world. That's all we need to do for now. Right, so notice that my string is surrounded in double quotes. That's how you write strings in Java. And you can, for now, you can ignore this particular X going on here, this X in this colon right here. It's just the IDE's feature of letting me know that I should put I should supply some arguments when I call this particular method called printline, which is contained inside of the system class. Then that's all we gotta do really. That's just about it for the for a simple program that outputs something onto the console. So we can go ahead and run this particular program and see what output we get. So you immediately see that inside of the console I get the world, the words hello world, is it? This is our output right here. Everything else that you see prior to this is just the compilation information, but this is actually the output from the program. And we can maybe go ahead and put another line. So maybe I'm just going to copy this entire line, paste it one more time. Then maybe I can type in something different from hello world. Maybe say this is our very first Java program. All right. Then I save, then I run. You realize that this time around we have hello world, then we have this is our very first Java program. So that's just about it for this tutorial, and this is how you can go about outputting something into the console. So I'll see you in the next one.